So you did it, you finally bit the bullet and booked a trip to Walt Disney World. But with 4 theme parks covering more than 42 square miles and hundreds of entertainment options available, let's be honest, you're probably not going to get to see and do it all. So how exactly do you make sure that you're getting the best from your Disney World vacation? Well, that would be where I come in, because I've used my 30 years plus experience of visiting Walt Disney World, along with the experiences of friends and family, to put together a list of 10 of the things that you just cannot afford to miss on your trip to Walt Disney World. So if you want to avoid some serious Disney FOMO, you're probably going to want to stick around till the end of the video. Still here? Great, then let's get into it. So the first thing on my list is going to be Pandora World of Avatar. Now this is found at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, and it's an entire land in of itself. It comes complete with 2 attractions, a calming boat ride and a pretty thrilling 3D simulator type ride where you board a banshee and it's 3D and you can feel it breathing, and it's a whole experience, the smells and everything. It's really just an incredible attraction. I mean, groundbreaking really when it came out, and I remember my wife saying that she thought it was the best ride, like literally, that she'd ever been on. The boat ride on the other hand is a lot more sedate, but at least it's something to do for maybe those smaller riders. And it does have one of the greatest animatronics I've ever seen. Plus it has that catchy tune that's just going to be going around your head all day. Also, we can't really talk about Pandora without talking about the theming of the actual land. It is beautiful day or night. At night time, it does glow with the bioluminescence. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But during the daytime, it's just a stunning land overall, and it really is a must-do. Okay, number 2 on my list is going to be Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars, over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now I know what you're thinking, hold on a minute, he's done Pandora, he's done Galaxy's Edge, he's cheating a bit, this guy. There's more than one attraction here. Well, this is my video, and I'm going to do stuff like that if I feel like it, so yeah, there's just too much to do. I started off with a list of 10 and I ended up with about 50 things. We've just got it down to Galaxy's Edge. Again, you're going to find a host of attractions here, 2 rides. You've got Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. You board the Millennium Falcon, you play either a pilot or a gunner or an engineer. You got buttons to press, you get to jump to light speed if you're the pilot, which honestly is the cool, that's the coolest, isn't it? Let's be honest. I've been an engineer about 4 times, never been the pilot. A little bit jealous of people who get to jump to light speed, but you might get to do it. And then the other attraction is Rise of the Resistance, which is a trackless ride. Or I don't think it's right to call it a ride, it's more of an experience, it's a whole deal. Tons of theming, you start off underground, you end up in a rebel base, you board a spaceship, you get captured, you're on a Star Destroyer, and then the ride happens. It's fantastic. Not to mention the fact that the theming in the land itself is incredible. Sound design's wonderful, and if you like Star Wars, or even if you don't, you're probably going to be blown away by this. I would definitely spend some time in Galaxy's Edge. Number 3 on my list is old but gold, and it is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, and that is found at Magic Kingdom theme park. Now this wasn't quite an opening day attraction, it opened about two years after Magic Kingdom opened, but it's certainly been there a long time, and it's been there for as long as I have been visiting. It's one of my favourite rides, it's everything. It's got the looks, it's got the classic animatronics, it's got the music, and of course, it's got that smell. Now, if you've never been before, you won't know what I'm talking about. Anybody watching this who's been on Pirates of the Caribbean, you know what I'm talking about. It's the smell, right? You can actually buy it as a candle, which is hilarious, because I think it's just bromine that they put in the water or something. But you know what I mean, it really makes you feel, when I go on Pirates of the Caribbean now, and there is a degree of nostalgia to this, but other people have agreed, it's very much just Disney World in a nutshell. I mean, have you even been to Magic Kingdom if you haven't rode Pirates of the Caribbean? So you definitely want to ride Pirates. Also, there's no height restrictions or anything like that, so it's a really good ride for all of the family. Number 4 on our list, we're going from an old ride to a really quite a new ride, and it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Guardians of the Galaxy is a roller coaster ride. It doesn't have any upside downy parts or anything like that, so don't worry. Even my wife will ride it because she doesn't do upside downs. But it does go quite fast, and it does spin around a little bit. So if you've got motion sickness, just be a little bit aware of that. Also, the soundtrack's an absolute banger. There's 7 different tracks you can get. 80s hits all the way. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Conga by Gloria Estefan, September by Earth, Wind and Fire. You know the drill. Just stunning musical soundtrack. You've got all the characters there as well. It's a lot of fun, and it's got a reverse launch, so that's awesome. It's pretty quick as well. It's just all around a great ride. But just be aware at the moment, if you do want to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, you do have to get a boarding group. So that's one of those things where you need to get on your mobile phone and try and snag a boarding group. Either, I think they're doing 2 releases at the moment, one in the morning and then one at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, I believe. So if you miss out the first one, you might get on the second boarding group, assuming that it hasn't gone technical or anything like that, because these things do tend to sometimes break down. But we won't talk about that now. Definitely worth trying to get on, let's put it that way. And you never know, by the time you go, they might have a standby line, because I've heard that's coming really soon. So you might just be able to stand online for it as well. It's worth it. Okay, moving right along, number 5 on our list is going to be the safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's a safari, a real bona fide African safari. I mean, not real, Disney real, but you are in a real truck. So this thing is like a free roaming truck. It bounces and bobs around and you can get to see a ton of animals, especially if you're lucky enough to go after a rainstorm like we did this one time, when you'll just see all kinds of animals come out, because it cools it right down. Occasionally they do nighttime safaris as well, which is a kind of a different experience, because you see different animals at night, because some of the animals from the daytime, well, they're asleep, and some of the animals that sleep in the daytime, well, they come out at night. So if you get the opportunity to do a nighttime safari as well, that can certainly be a lot of fun. I mean, and after all, you're at Animal Kingdom, you're gonna want some animals in your Animal Kingdom day, aren't you? And this is a great way to do it. Just be aware, it is a fairly long ride. I think it lasts about, off the top of my head, I want to say it's about a 25-minute ride. So just make sure if you've got the little kiddos with you that you've been to the bathroom and stuff like that, because you don't want to get caught short in the middle of the savannah. So number 6 on our list is going to be the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. And that at the moment is Happily Ever After. Now, for me, although there's fireworks at multiple theme parks, Epcot has fireworks every night, Magic Kingdom has fireworks most nights, and I believe they're bringing back the fireworks at Hollywood Studios quite soon, but don't quote me on that. For me, out of all the fireworks, Happily Ever After is the best show. It's just a 15-minute show, I believe, and there's just tons and tons of fireworks. It's just absolutely packed to the gills with classic Disney music, and it's just a lot of fun. It's beautiful. If you get to see it from Main Street, you can see all the projections on the castle, and it really is quite wonderful. On the other hand, it can be quite busy on Main Street, and if you're not bothered about those projections, you can get a really great view of the actual fireworks from just right behind the castle in New Fantasyland. Either way, it's fantastic and it's not to be missed. Number 7 on my list is going to be Soaring. Now, Soaring is found at Epcot, or Epcot Centre, as I still insist on calling it, even though it hasn't been that for kind of a long time now. And it's just a really great simulator ride. It's one of those rides that everybody I've ever taken on Soaring always comes off and goes, that was good. You know, no one's ever got off and just gone like, that was rubbish, I didn't like it, or it was too scary. It's just the right amount, I feel, of like thrilling. You get smells as well, so it's not just kind of visual, you also get some scents pumped in. It's become a classic at this time. I remember when it was still a new ride, but now it's kind of a staple for Epcot any visit, and you definitely want to do it. Also, the height requirement for this one, not that big. You don't have to be that tall to ride this ride, so even fairly small-ish kids can ride it, which is good because it's kind of thrilling but not too scary, so they're not going to be terrified. But just be aware, if you are afraid of heights, it does actually go quite high because of the way the ride system works, so just be aware of that. But other than that, it's just a great simulator ride. It takes you all around the world, across some of the world's kind of most famous landmarks, and it's just really is a lot of fun. And these days, because they have 3 theatres now, when they originally opened the ride they did only have 2, they've got 3 now, and that's really helped keep the wait times down on this as well. So oftentimes you can see wait times of like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. If it's getting up there to 60 minutes, you've got a busy day on your hands these days. So usually you can get on Soaring with, it's a good bang for your buck ride is what I'm getting at. You don't have to stand in line a very long time to get what is a pretty darn good ride. So Soaring, solid ride. You definitely want to check that out. Okay, this is a bit of a strange one for me because I don't generally like this type of thing, but number 8 on our list is going to be the Lion King show, the Festival of the Lion King, which is at Animal Kingdom theme park. Now, I'm a bit of a Philistine. I don't much care for musical theatre. However, this is fantastic. It's fantastic. Every part of it is fantastic. There's lots of audience interaction, so the kids love that. There's giant, I think they're animatronics or they're puppets. I don't know what they are, but there's giant animals in it, which is great. There are acrobats, there are ballet dancers, there's fire eaters. There's the amazing kind of live music that goes along with it. This is just one of those things that you have to do this at least once. At least once. Every time you go, you've got to go and you've got to watch this amazing show, because if I like it, it's got to be good, because this is not my type of thing at all, but I will watch it at least once every single visit. Right, number 9, heading back to Epcot, and we're going to be going on Spaceship Earth. A bit like Pirates of the Caribbean, can you even say you've been to Epcot if you haven't ridden Spaceship Earth? I mean, it's the giant golf ball, for goodness sake. I am aware I've just upset a lot of people by calling it a golf ball. I know it's a geosphere, but it looks like a golf ball, okay? Anyway, inside you'll find a ride, which is a wonderful, wonderful sit down for about 15 minutes in air conditioning, where you wind your way through history all the way to the top of that giant geosphere, and then you come all the way down again, and it's just brilliant. I mean, to me, again, a little bit like Pirates, it's just classic Disney. It's just so full of animatronics, and you get to, you might actually learn something on this. It's edutainment. But don't tell the kids, because they might not want to ride it then. But no, seriously, it's an absolute classic. But a little pro tip here is, don't be tempted to ride this first thing in the day. It tends to have a long line, because obviously it's the first thing you come to as you enter Epcot. Lots of people just think, oh, just jump on it now as we're going past. Ignore it, move on, come back later in the day. It tends to be a very short line, or maybe even a walk on, because it does load really, really quickly as well. It's great, you should definitely do it. And finally, number 10, back over to Magic Kingdom. We're going to be checking out the newest attraction at Walt Disney World, and that is Tron. Now, a little bit controversial this, because I heard some people who weren't that happy with it when it first opened. Personally, I'm not seeing the problem. It is brief, it's a short ride, not a long ride. It's only about, I think it's about 90 seconds long, maybe 2 minutes long, something like that. Honestly, it's long enough. It's a roller coaster. I mean, it's not something you want to be on for like 10 minutes anyway. And that launch at the start, plus the soundtrack's absolutely banging. Really, really great ride. Unique kind of ride vehicle system, just makes it feel, I mean, it is fast, but it makes it feel very fast. And it's just really a lot of fun. Don't let the negative reviews put you off. This one's definitely worth doing. So that's it. That's my list. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I missed anything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.